Welcome to Zoom TV, the show where we explore everything that flies, thrives and floats and invite you along for the experience. Well, today, thanks to Rotorvation, I'm going to show you the best way to sightsee Rottnest Island in WA.
There's nothing like a helicopter. The view, the feeling, it really is. You can see why it's the ultimate way to travel. It's incredible. It really is just like having wings.
Dan Paris takes his top off in the all-new Jeep Wrangler.
I should make mention that many years ago, this was a vehicle that was very close to my heart.
And our Esanda Celebrity Hitchhiker today is Anthony Callea. So strap yourself in because it's time to take to the skies on Zoom TV.
You may remember a couple of months ago on the program, Aaron and I were invited along to a bit of a Sunday bash. It was the Jeep Go Topless Day hosted by John Hughes, and while we were there, we uncovered two things. One, the Jeep Wrangler has more passionate followers now than ever before, and two, you never assume a Jeep owner's sausages are there for the taking. We learned the hard way.
What's going on? Hey, what's this?
Fellas, I was helping you out in the barbecue. I thought
you said these were yours. So when I made the call to the John Hughes showroom to see if I could get up close and personal with one of these little beauties, you can imagine my surprise when they said, we can give you one, but it's very bright. They call it rock lobster, but let's be honest, it's only one shade away from pink. I should make mention that many years ago, this was a vehicle that was very close to my heart. In fact, one of my first cars was a Jeep Renegade convertible. There's just a few dials on the dash, 3 gears to choose from, but my God, could it go anywhere. Today, I want to find out just how far these cars have come. This little baby is the 2013 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Now, it's powered by a 3.6 litre V6 petrol engine, and it comes either as a 5-speed auto or a 6-speed manual. Now, I may not get the chance to leave the tarmac today, but on that Jeep Topless Day that I mentioned earlier, Aaron and I were surrounded by conversations on just how capable this car is off-road. It digs deeper, it goes further, and is by far more fun than any of its competitors. The off-road confidence comes from knowing you've got Jeep's legendary Pentastar aluminium motor pushing out 209 kilowatts of power, Command Track delivering that power equally to all four corners, and a remarkable amount of ground clearance, 223 millimetres in fact. And as you can see, it's a great looking vehicle too. Solid, I think is the right choice of word. Tough is another. They've kept these rugged hood latches as part of the Jeep tradition and added these high impact flares and bumpers. Speaking of tradition, what's a Jeep without its unmistakable 7-slot grille? Now you marry that to these round halogen headlights and you've got an expression that Jeep lovers wouldn't change for the world. Behind the scenes, a heavy-duty front and rear axle and front and rear True-Lock diff lockers will keep you powering through the tough terrain. Now these are usually the kind of add-ons serious four-wheel drivers buy aftermarket, but with the Rubicon, it comes ready to party. Rock rails will help you avoid any panel damage as you slide over the boulders, and a really handy feature is the tyre pressure monitoring, which is displayed back in the cab. But it's time to take things inside. Now let's start with the seats. They're just as versatile as the vehicle itself with the fold and tumble rear seat. There's 425 litres of cargo room with the rear seats tumbled, and then there's a whopping 714 litres with them removed. I must say, a lot has happened in here since my 1975 Renegade. I think I had a speedo, there was a fuel gauge and a tape deck. This is just beautiful. Front and centre is this leather-wrapped steering wheel with multi-function controls. Sport seats will stop you slipping out the window while on a rock climb, and these deep tint windows make it hard for onlookers to see what kind of person drives such a loud car. Turns out that person's me. Now, of course, they do come in a wonderful range of colours other than lobster, so the best thing I can suggest is you pop into John Hughes Jeep in Victoria Park, you check out the display yourself. If you want to know any more, go to zoomtv.com.au and follow the links.
Do you want to get more out of your diesel? Well, let the team at United Fuel Injection help you. They're the experts in diesel fuel injection, turbocharging and vehicle performance technologies. Make an appointment today and get more torque out of your diesel at unitedfuel.com.au.
Why am I dressed like this? Don't ask. I hate Aaron Pitt, but we'll find out more after the break here on Zoom TV. You mongrel. As you know here on Zoom TV by now, we love petrol. Well, petrol, diesel, avgas, nitro, it all works. And what we particularly like is mixing fuel with water. Today we're going to take a beautiful stretch of river in one of the loveliest cities in the nation, throw in a very talented skipper and a jet boat pushing out 25 tonnes of water per minute. Welcome to Swan Jet Adventures. We're going to experience the beautiful Swan River here in Perth, WA like never before with the thrills and excitement of this adrenaline-pumping Swan Jet Adventures jet boat. The only thing to do here is to hold on tight as they pump up the music and your heart rate. We'll be powering alongside some Perth City landmarks like Kings Park and the Old Swan Brewery. Sit back and hold on as we push the throttle and release 25 tonnes of water per minute from the jet. It's extreme, it's loud, and it's loads of fun. Right, what we're going to do when we leave the speed restricted zone here is Captain Matt is going to power this thing up to about 80 kilometres an hour. He's then going to execute some rather crazy 360-degree spins, some rather insane fishtail spins, and some incredible power brake stops. Are you ready, guys? Yeah! I've been given some very good advice. Shut up, hang on, and prepare for the ride of your life. Okay, Matt, let's go. It was sensational. Cool.
That's great fun.
Swan Jet operates 25-minute jet boat rides on the Swan River departing daily from the Barrack Street Jetty, as well as corporate bookings and charters. They've also hooked up with some of Perth's leading adventure operators to bring you fantastic adrenaline-packed tours. Here's the slightly insane skipper, Mac Norton. Well, Matt, you're quite definitely insane, aren't you?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Tell us a little bit about the boat.
Well, the boat's 9-metre jet boat. It's powered by twin Yanmar 315 horsepower motors, 2 Hamilton jet units which pump out about 25 tonnes of water every minute.
It's a thrilling ride, it really is. And you do the heli tours too, don't you? You link up a helicopter and the boat?
We do. We run helicopter tours from Burswood, which do a tour over the city and also up the beaches up the coast, which is a great way to see the city.
Oh, mate, it's a really good thing to do. Thank you so much.
No worries.
And the great thing about it is you don't get wet.
Oh, only a little bit.
Beautiful.
No, we always advise people to bring something they can get a little bit wet.
For the thrill of your life, contact Swan Jet Adventures. Go to swanjet.com or follow the links from zoomtv.com.au.
Flight is something that has always fascinated me. The ability to take to the sky and soar like a bird, I find truly amazing. Now, most of us would only ever get to experience flight in a commercial jet. However, and trust me on this, the only way, in fact, the best way to experience flight is in your very own helicopter. Now, I know what you're thinking, chartering a helicopter is only for the rich and famous. But not now, because thanks to Rotorvation, you can. And the best thing is, you don't have to mortgage your house. Rotorvation is based at the Jandakot Airport in Western Australia, which, believe it or not, is one of the busiest airports in the Southern Hemisphere. They operate 7 days a week and have a range of experiences. Today, our pilot Mike is taking us over to Rottnest, which is about 20 minutes away. Then from there, we head to the city to get up close and personal with Perth, and then we're off to Millbrook Winery. We might even get the chance to taste some of the local produce. And then we're back here to Jandakot. Now, the whole trip should take about 1 hour and promises to be a lot of fun. Are we ready, Mike?
We certainly are.
Okay, well, how about we get this adventure started? Well, Mike, this is absolutely spectacular. I've been over here on a plane, but this is, I don't know, it's a different kind of point of view on a chopper.
There's nothing like a helicopter. The view, the feeling, it really is. You can see why it's the ultimate way to travel. It's incredible. It really is just like having wings.
Can you tell us a little bit about the chopper we're in, Mike? What is this?
This is a Robinson 44. We also operate larger choppers in our fleet, but this is by far my favourite.
So Mike, what other adventures do you offer people out at Rotorvation?
We can go anywhere. You tell us where you want to go and we can give you a quote. We can get landing approval at most places that it's safe to land a chopper. We can go anywhere.
Now Mike, you don't just do joy flights and experiences like that. If someone falls in love with flight itself, you can teach them how to fly a chopper.
Well, the flying school is a big part of our business, and the best thing to do is to book a trial flight. Whether you want to learn to fly or even if you just want to do it for fun, you get to go up with an instructor.
Rotorvation specialises in advanced flight training. Their complete flight training courses equips every student with not only their chopper licence, but a complete understanding for the aviation industry. They assure me that teaching students to fly is just the beginning. They deliver every student with a toolkit for life. Mike, this is absolutely one of the best days of my life, I've got to tell you. Simply sitting inside this helicopter is a lot of fun. You have the best job in the world. Is there any chance you would want to employ a part-time driver?
Certainly. We take applications.
Oh, seriously, that was so much fun. If there's one thing you've got to give a go, it is flying in a helicopter. Now, my experience is almost over, but Mike's promised me a nice healthy meal here at the Millbrook Winery, so I'm off to get that. Now, if you would like to know anything more about helicopters or even buy one yourself, go to rotorvation.com.au or even follow the links from Zoom TV. Let's go, mate. I'm so hungry. After the break, join Allan Simons on the Swan River in Western Australia to experience the new Sea Ray 220 Sundeck. That's coming up on Zoom TV.
Perth recently played host to a major boat show which attracted thousands of visitors. And by far the piece of equipment which attracted the most attention was this, the Sea Ray 220 Sundeck. The Sea Ray attracted so much attention, and for very good reasons. The pedigree of the builder, the way it looks and performs, and because it's just so much fun. The Sea Ray designers set out to create an entry-level deck boat that would give families everything they want and more. The 220 Sundeck boasts more versatility, more storage, more performance, more everything. Now we're talking serious family fun. Sea Ray is the world's largest manufacturer of superior quality pleasure boats. Now, there are 40 models in the range, and they vary in size from 17 to 60 feet. No other manufacturer in the world can match that variety. The 4 families of Sea Ray products include sports boats, sports cruisers, sport yachts and yachts. Founded in 1959, Sea Ray was one of the first boat builders to use fiberglass and other high-tech composite materials in the construction of pleasure boats. Sea Ray is at the very top of the world's pleasure boat builders. Sea Ray's employees are committed to ensuring that their customers are ultimately and totally satisfied. And with the 220, that's guaranteed. Okay, Adam, let's see what this baby can do. Here's what you get with the Sea Ray 220. It's packed full of features and power, including the upgraded 5.7-litre 300 horsepower Mercruiser, taking us to speeds in excess of 50 miles per hour. Wakeboard tower, toilet, freshwater shower front and rear, forward and rear access ladders, removable carpets, and it can also be optioned with the fully enclosed bimini to provide extra shelter if required. It's a proper island getaway boat. Well, Adam Duncombe from Challenge Marine's been driving us around all day. Thanks for that, Adam. Tell me about the bow rider concept.
The bow rider concept, Challenge Marine have been selling these now for over 10 years from our bow cattle store, and we just provide them to people that want that little bit more quality and performance out of their product. So people have their friends on board, you can sit up the front, the kids are up there, they're away from mum and dad. You can wakeboard behind this particular one. This boat's 6.7 metres overall length, which is just over 2.5 metres wide. Carries 170 litres of fuel, so that's enough for a couple of trips to Roto.
The 2011 Sea Ray 220 Sundeck is a great boat whether you're into water sports, day trips or just serious family fun. Check them out at Challenge Marine Perth and Mandurah. Go to challengemarine.com.au, follow the links from zoomtv.com.au or download the free iPhone app.
To learn more about things that fly, drive or float, or even remind yourself when your next rego payment's due, download the free Zoom TV iPhone app. Made free thanks to Esanda. Here at Zoom TV, we strive to bring you the most entertaining, informative, and of course, educational stories on things that fly, drive, and float. And we do this so you can experience a product without the added sales pressure of buying it. And how do we do it? Well, we do it with our dedicated and talented production team and, of course, unique presenters.
This is the car you want your ex-wife to see you driving.
Whilst I was at Teachers College, I started doing a bit of busking and a fair bit of pole dancing.
What is your favourite TV show?
Oh, Zoom. Oh, every Saturday, of course.
Perfect. Quality.
Good night, Australia.
Now here's where you can help us, because if there's a product that flies, drives or floats that you'd like us to experience for you, or you represent a company that you think would be the perfect fit for us here on Zoom TV, go to our website zoomtv.com.au or download our free iPhone app and connect with us, because we'd love to hear from you. After the break, we catch up with this week's Esanda Celebrity Hitchhiker. It's Anthony Callea from Australian Idol, and we find out exactly what he's been up to for the last 10 years. That's next on Zoom TV. Anthony Callea, how are you, mate?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. Aaron Pitt. Now, no coffee. That's it.
I know, what's going on? I'm from Melbourne and you didn't even bring me a coffee.
I didn't want to insult you. That's what it would have cost me $20 and just to get you a coffee. Now, mate, you've had an amazing career. You're coming up to your 10-year anniversary on Australian Idol.
Off Idol, yeah.
And
I've got the wrinkles to show
you look
for
younger.
it.
You actually look younger.
Thanks.
What's the secret? Good hair.
Dr. Lorenz.
Mate, my mum, my sisters, everyone loves you. My brothers love you. I mean, you're the kind of artist that you kind of appeal to a very broad demographic, don't you?
Oh, that's nice. Well, you know, I do what I do and hopefully it works. And, you know, 10 years down the track, it's I'm still doing what I love to do and I get to call it a job. So I'm pretty lucky.
Now, before we talk about now, I want to go back to the Australian Idol days. Now, you were, I suppose I will say, lucky enough to start through the Australian Idol, through the reality process. But that's not where it started for you, is it?
No, I started, you know, from a young age of, you know, gigging and singing. Like, I started training when I was 5 years old. And then I started performing from about 10, 11, and then I started recording and gigging properly from about 15, 16. And then, you know, I got to the age of like 20, 21 and I saw Idol as an opportunity because, you know, I suppose in this country there's not a lot of opportunities and, you know, sometimes you just have to throw it out there and see, you know, and see if something comes back in return. And I'm glad that I stepped into that audition room.
And if you look back at Australian Idol, the number twos have done really well. What is that? What's with that?
There's quite a few people that have, you know, come off a show like that. And I think it's just because back in the day, we didn't have the, you know, the production value of a lot of these shows. It was basically get out there and sing. So, you know, you were judged on just that. And I think that's a really beautiful thing because you've got nothing to hide behind. And, you know, some great singers have come out of that show. You look at Guy and Jess and Ricky and, you know, and they're still going strong. And I think it's just a testament to Idol and the Idol brand and what it was all about.
Okay, now what are you doing now?
What am I doing now? I'm doing Grease, the musical. We just did 7 weeks in Brisbane and we're doing 10 weeks in Sydney and then another 10 weeks in Melbourne. And I've been back and forth recording a new album. I'm releasing This Is Christmas next month in November.
Tell us about Grease.
Yeah, well, Grease, I play the role of Johnny Casino, so I get the fun gig because I do the big production number in the second act. And it's great to be part of a production where you've got, you know, people like Val Lehman and Bert Newton and Todd McKenney, you know, true entertainers that have been around for quite a few years.
Now, are you ready for the Esanda Fast Five?
Okay.
Now, the first car you ever owned?
I bought my nonno's old car. It wasn't a new Mercedes, but it was a little Mercedes 190E, and I loved it. It had cream leather interior with a sunroof.
Next question is, what's your opinion of the best car on the street at the moment? And you can name whatever car you want.
Well, you know what? I drive a Jeep, and you know, a friend of ours was driving a Grand Cherokee, and we loved it. And then we were fortunate enough to have myself and my partner. We were offered a Jeep ambassadorship, and you know, we loved the cars beforehand. So when that got offered to us, we went, absolutely.
And what is your opinion of the worst car on the streets ever? So you can name any car you want.
Worst car. I don't know why they call them smart cars. Like, I'm sure they're really good for the economy and everything, but they don't look very smart for a smart car.
Yeah, and I suppose you've already said your favourite car. The car you drive at the moment would be a Jeep. There
Yes,
you go.
it's a Jeep.
There you go. And last question, greatest fear?
Flying.
Same.
Definitely flying. I'm the worst flyer, and for a frequent flyer, you would think that after all these years I'd get over it. No, I've cried on flights before.
Best
cried.
So have I. Mate, you are an absolute legend. Now, if anyone want to know anything more, they can go, I believe, to anthonycallea.com.
That's
there you
it.
go, and they can get anything. I can get my mum a beautiful present for Christmas, which
This
is going
is
to be
Christmas.
great. I'm going to email you. Thank you very much. You are a champion.
Thank you.
So that's our show. Thank you very much to this week's celebrity hitchhiker, Mr. Anthony Callea, who I must confess I heard sing for the first time after our interview. He has an amazing voice. Now, to find out more about Zoom TV, go to our website, zoomtv.com.au, or download our free iPhone app, made free thanks to Esanda. Now, bye for now. Thanks for watching, and remember, whatever you do that zooms, make sure you do it safe. And that's a wrap.